Welcome to day 387 of our Deso journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are being sponsored by NFT Tech. They are an investor in CloutFeed. So what is the diamond question of the day, Brian?
So today's question is, besides Elon Musk, of course, who else would you want to join Deso and why? Um, you have any input, Ed?
Hmm. I would say I want it to be like some big celebrities, like really big on Instagram, but I don't want them to join until Story and Pearl are out. So let's say like, hmm, I don't know who's the biggest person on Instagram. I just say whoever that person is.
Like Kardashian or something?
Yeah, like
I would say Mark Cuban. I think he could really bring a crypto slash NFT crowd to Deso, and I think that would be really important to the growth of the ecosystem. He's definitely a thought leader in the space. So that would be my pick.
But what if like Kim Kardashian joined Story or joined Pearl and started pushing it to all of her users? Think how quickly that would explode.
Yeah, that's a good point too. It would be the non-crypto people. For the crypto people, Mark Cuban. How about Mark Cuban and Kim Kardashian?
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, we'll give them 2 months to join.
All right, so let's hear what everybody else thinks.
Yeah, and you'll get 3 to 4 diamonds we're usually giving to some of the best answers. So definitely just reply in the comment section below this video on Deso.
Yeah, and I just want to say happy Easter and happy Passover to everybody celebrating those two holidays. Passover began on Friday evening, and Easter, of course, is today. Passover runs until I believe the 23rd. So happy Easter, happy Passover. Hope you guys have a great holiday with your family. And, that's it.
Yeah, so Elgin yesterday, we briefly touched on it. He made a post pointing out that HubSpot had actually purchased Connect.com. And we don't know the actual price of the purchase, but it was listed for over $11 million. And he kind of alluded to the fact that maybe HubSpot or maybe Dharmesh purchased it. Maybe they're going to integrate it with Deso. Who knows? But Dharmesh actually replied and he confirmed that he doesn't own Connect.club. HubSpot owns them. He also confirmed that he didn't actually win Deso.com either. And of course, there was a lot of speculation who bought Deso.com. It sold for, I think, over $220,000.
Yeah, Elgin actually bid 219,000, I believe.
Yeah, and then somebody won it out from him. But Elgin made a post after Dharmesh kind of responded to him. And the post read, want to talk about the power of Deso, question mark. In less than a week, Deso founder Nader showered Elgin with diamonds, who was him. He was writing it about himself. Arch remained accessible, and Dharmesh addressed my speculation. Trust me, folks, you won't have this kind of experience with traditional social media. Now, who purchased Deso.com? Would anyone like to make an offer with me to buy it? Now, whoever purchased it for, I think it was around $220,000, who knows how much profit they're going to want to make on it. But I think maybe a DAO to buy Deso.com would be kind of a good idea. What do you say, Elgin?
I was just going to say that. I think, that would be a great DAO to launch on DAO.
And it wouldn't be that, you wouldn't need a tremendous amount of money. And it would actually be a good investment if you believe in Deso. So are you better off holding Deso, or are you better off using that Deso to buy into a DAO that owns Deso.com? I think that's a good question. Imagine owning Bitcoin.com right now.
Well, we have an interesting example. Brian and I used to own BitcoinNews.com. And back, I don't know how many years ago, it's been 5 years now. We sold it, but we got Bitcoin for it. We sold it for Bitcoin. So, and our theory was, okay, if the value of this domain goes up significantly, it probably means the value of Bitcoin also went up significantly. How do you think it turned out? Like, did we do better or worse than if we held the domain?
So I don't know. That's a good question. I think we sold it for, I can't remember. I think Bitcoin was probably about $1,000 at the time, and we sold it for about, I think, $15,000 or $20,000. So we got 15 to 20 Bitcoin, which right now is worth about, I don't know, like $600,000 to $800,000. So I think that's probably worth more than the domain name is probably worth right now. BitcoinNews.com. I don't think it would be. I guess it could be. It could be worth that much for the right buyer. And I don't think we held all of those Bitcoins. I think we might have sold half of them. So who knows? I don't know what would have been a better deal, but it's definitely an interesting question. And a DAO to buy Deso.com might be a good one. And then the DAO could vote on how to use it. Maybe they want to just hold it as an investment, or maybe they want to actually use it as maybe like a main node of sorts. And that could be another interesting way to kind of utilize a DAO to run a node.
Yeah. So in other news, Supernovas has announced their upcoming token pre-sale, and that's going to start on April 19th, which is in 2 days from now. So that'll be on Tuesday. It's pretty exciting what they're doing. They're launching as a DAO, not launching as a DAO, but they're transforming into a DAO, I guess you could say. The first opportunity to purchase Supernova DAO tokens are going to be through NFTs that you can purchase on Supernovas. Diamond, there's going to be diamond, there's going to be platinum, there's going to be gold. And their site says that if you buy the diamond NFT, it's going to cost 200 Deso, approximately $10,000 or so. And there's going to be 20 editions of those available. And that's going to equate to 10,000 DAO tokens, which they say is 0.1% of the supply. I'm going to get back to this in a minute.
Yeah.
Platinum is valued at the value is 20 Deso, approximately $1,000. It's going to be 200 editions. You get 1,000 DAO tokens and 0.01% of the supply. And gold is 2 Deso, $100 approximately. There's 1,000 editions of those. You get 100 DAO tokens, and they say that that's 0.001% of supply. Now, some of this just doesn't, like, I think they might have missed the decimal point, or there's something we missed when we read through all their documents, because there are a lot of documents.
Which might be more likely that we missed something.
Yeah, so if 0.1% of the supply is 10,000 DAO tokens, that would mean that 10 million DAO tokens is 100% of the supply. But they also say that they're going to have 100 million DAO tokens, and that's the cap. It's going to be capped at that. So I don't know if 10,000 is all they're going to, like right now, that's 0.1% of the supply, and in the future they're adding more DAO tokens, so it won't always be that percent of the supply, or if they just simply missed the decimal point and they meant that 10,000 DAO tokens are 0.01% of the supply. Right. I don't know, but anyhow, it sounds like an awesome idea. I love it. Transaction fees will be used to buy DAO tokens. So when people buy and sell NFTs, all the transaction fees are going to go to buy these DAO tokens on the secondary market, on the resale market, open market, DAO swap. And then those tokens will be burned. So it's deflationary, because the tokens, once you have that 100 million DAO tokens, they're going to go down. The supply is going to decrease as transactions take place on Supernovas.
Yeah, I love this idea. I'm really intrigued on how this is going to work out. We're watching really closely, and I think a lot of other Octane Fund projects, as well as just projects in general, are watching to see how they go about this. It seems like they have a really well thought out plan. I want to see like how well the community is, like how interested they are in buying a project like this, because Supernovas is a big project, and I think they have a really bright future. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I would like a little bit of clarity on that decimal point issue, whether we're missing something or maybe they just forgot to move to that decimal point over, which is definitely something anybody could do. It's really confusing when you're dealing with a lot of decimal points and big numbers. But yeah, I'm excited, and I think this is going to be the first one of the first, if not the first major DAOs to launch on DAO, and it could have impact for the whole ecosystem.
Well, it's definitely the first Octane funded company that's transforming themselves into a DAO. And I know that's something that Natter has really been pushing for. And I know that's something a lot of other Octane funded companies are considering, but I think a lot of us, other Octane funded companies, kind of don't want to be the first. And I congratulate Supernovas for taking that step and being the groundbreakers, the pioneers of this on the DAO platform. So congrats, and I look forward to seeing how it works out. Best of luck.
Yeah.
And Michelle Lord, she made an interesting post yesterday. She made a post that one of her photos that she took, she's a photographer, she's an awesome photographer. One of her photos that she posted on Google Maps, like you can add your own photos to Google Maps, has been viewed 3.5 million times, this one photo. But she noted that she has received 0 diamonds for it. She hasn't earned a single penny for that photo, even though it's been used 3.5 million times. So what does she conclude? She concludes that Deso is greater than Google. And I think it is a good example. Imagine if you could give her diamonds for that photo, or if like maybe there's some sort of transaction fee every time somebody saw those diamonds. It's the future might
Yeah.
be something along those lines if Deso takes off.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if all those 3.5 million people, or imagine if only half of those 3.5 million people gave her a single penny. That would be $17,500 that she could have earned from one photo. And something like that, if it was Deso centric or on Deso on this blockchain, and people were willing to kind of give a tip for a really good photo, she could definitely earn a living just putting
Yeah, it's one
photographs
photo.
on various things like Google Maps. Uh, it's definitely a good point, because Google's getting everything out of that photo. She's getting absolutely nothing from it, maybe a little bit of recognition, if even. So good point, Michelle, and you deserve better than that.
So what were the top hashtags over the last 24 hours?
Yeah, so number 1 was Deso, number 2 was NFT, number 3 was photography, number 4, one that's making a comeback, verify Sandy Rose. And I know Sandy Rose doesn't really care if she's verified, but let's verify Sandy Rose. And number 5, a new one, we are Deso.
Yeah, and I mentioned yesterday, we made a post yesterday saying that Goldberry should be verified. And why should Goldberry be verified? Because Diamond App is actually using her testimonial on their front page. So when people come to Diamond App, they're seeing Goldberry's quote talking about how awesome Deso's been.
But
But
is
how
it
do we
really
know?
Goldberry?
How do we know it's really Goldberry the band? Maybe it's an imposter. I mean, I know she's not an imposter because I've had a chance to meet her, but the average person, you don't know if it's really the real Goldberry because her account's not verified.
Maybe it's really like a jeweler that really likes berries, and they make a lot of gold berries, and it's not really the band Goldberry. How do we know, Natter?
That was just stupid. But anyhow, what were the top earners on Deso yesterday according to Open Prosper?
Yeah, so last 24 hours, $2,170 was earned on Deso. And this is interesting, by 37,068 creators. So I'm almost certain that this is a case where somebody is massively giving a very small amount of Deso to a bunch of creators via some bot system. So those numbers can't really be trusted. The dollar value can, but the number of creators, obviously, there's not even close to 37,000 active daily users, not even monthly, not even, I don't think, 3 monthly, quarterly. So that's obviously an issue there, but
Three
so just
monthly.
ignore that
Wait,
number.
3 month. Do you say 3 monthly is quarterly?
Quarterly.
Okay.
Um, creators, there's been 7 creators that earned at least 1 Deso, which is about $43 or so. And one creator earned 10 Deso, and that was not DAO, it was Seals. And Seals was the number 1 earner yesterday, followed by DAO, who was followed by Darmesh, Cloutpunk, Vera Rashika. Maybe I said that wrong, but she's doing something interesting with the DAO she's creating in order to get her jewelry business off of the ground. So check out what she's doing. She'll be tagged in this post. Pilgrim 88 was next, followed by WTA Manaha, followed by Diego Robot, Itaditya, and Gabby.
Yeah, and that's all we have for day 387. And we'll talk to you tomorrow on Monday.